Okay, so let the games begin. Anurag, a very special day for you. I mean, of course, the first original series on Netflix and also 20 years ago.
My first release.
Your first release, Satya.
Yes, I'm so happy.
And of course, the Mumbai runs is the common factor. So asking the two of you, adapting an original novel to making this original screenplay and Mumbai, what was it that fascinated you?
The book is fascinating. It's a fascinating book. It's a lovely book. It's a mystery. It's a tome on Bombay. It talks about gangsters, religion, politics, so many things. But at this very basic premise, it's about a cop, a gangster, and the thing of like, come and meet me. Your city's going to end in 25 days. And I think that magic, which then just draws you into this mystery, which then tells you so many things about. I think that is what is very nice about the book, and I think adapting that was actually a bit of a joy. It was quite, it was challenging and stuff, but we had a blast doing it.
And Anurag, 20 years ago when you wrote Satya, that also dealt with gangsters and Mumbai underbelly, and 20 years later,
Mumbai 20 years later, that's still helping me in the sense that, you know, that whole way of looking at gangster that I probably saw Ram Gopal Verma approach it. Like, you know, it's like, this is how different a gangster from real people in the sense. Why do you have this perception a gangster has to play a gangster? And that's how Bhikkhu Matre was created, about a guy who has a wife, he has kids, they have a regular life, and he goes to work and comes back. The only work that he does is extortion. So hence he becomes a gangster. So it's a very natural approach which we have like imbibed from there and brought it right till Ganesh Gaitonde.
And you play Gaitonde, and as आपको एक बारी मैंने बोला था कि आपको लोगों को डराना बहुत अच्छा लगता है, तो ये रोल आपको बहुत सही लगा. सच में बहुत दहशत आती है आपके रोल को देखकर, कैरेक्टर को देखकर.
कैरेक्टर को देख के ना.
ये चाहते हैं लोग इनको देख के भी दहशत फील करें.
नहीं मैं
I agree.
नहीं ऐसा मैंने क्या
ये भी देखो क्या कह रहे हैं.
ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे उससे एटीट्यूड से नहीं मैं
इससे दहशत तो उससे आती है.
ये एक्चुअली तो ये जो मैंने रोल सीरीज में किया है ना, वो रियल लाइफ इनको देख के ऐसा लगता है.
I mean, seriously, Radhika, why are you getting this reputation amongst the two of them?
Another level.
Guy tonde, girl tonde, सब उनका वैसे है.
दूसरे लेवल पे है.
No, it's true. We cast only because she threatened us.
That's all you are also doing that.
And she literally wanted to play two roles in the series.
That is true.
Okay, so you're playing the raw agent, and which was the other one?
I think that's very unfair to tell because whoever's played it is so wonderful and so much better than me. So it's very unfair to say what.
So asking both of you, what attracted you to Sacred Games? जब आपके पास लाए ये the script, the novel, तो क्या था गाइटोंडे के बारे में?
मुझे जो बताया था विक्रम सर ने बताया था मुझे कि इस तरह का कैरेक्टर है, तो ऑफ कोर्स बहुत ही अट्रैक्टिव लग रहा था. ये मैंने थोड़ा और डिटेल में सुना जाए तो फिर और डिटेल में सुना गया, तो फिर डिसाइड हो गया था भाई करना है, कैसे भी करना है. तो फिर पहला एपिसोड जो था वो इन्होंने डायरेक्ट किया था, जिसमें वो मैं कुर्ता पहन के वो हाँ, तो वो आई थिंक पहला दिन वही था ना हमारा, पहला दूसरा तीसरा दिन जो
पहला पूरा वीक वही था.
पूरा वीक वही था जो फर्स्ट एपिसोड में जो दिखाया है.
तो आप हमेशा कहते हो कि आप अपने कैरेक्टर के दिमाग में घुसते हो, तो इसके लिए क्या प्रेप थी?
मैं अपने कैरेक्टर के
दिमाग में घुसते टू गेट इनटू द
नहीं थॉट, वो तो थॉट के लिए होता है कि क्या सोचता होगा कैरेक्टर, वही वैसे ही आपको सोचना पड़ेगा. आप तो बहुत पढ़े लिखे हो और लेकिन मेरा कैरेक्टर उतना पढ़ा लिखा नहीं है, तो उतनी उसी के हिसाब से सोचना पड़ता है. तो मैं उसके लिए होता है.
I don't know.
बोलो.
मैं क्या बोलूं?
All of them are looking at you. What is it?
I really don't know.
It's very intimidating.
She's very intimidating. How do you intimidate them?
I don't know, yeah. Then they have nothing to say. They put it on.
I was trying to find evidence on her and I ended up with love stories.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was secretly recording her.
Yeah, so as he's insisting.
I didn't have to write a script. I had a news camera.
Radhika, this is the medium for you to just clarify your stand before everything is misquoted.
That's absolutely not true. There was a script.
That was before she acquired the accent.
left, right, and center attack. No. Okay, I won't say it.
Chalo, bolo, Abhina. I'm also very intrigued.
No, they're just pulling my leg. There's nothing. It's too early in the morning in Delhi. They're just pulling my leg. There's absolutely nothing.
Okay, so let's get back to Siddiqui.
Yes.
What was it about your character that attracted you?
So basically, there are quite a few things that attracted me to the project in the first place. First of all, the book, I hadn't read the book, but then I read all the 8 episodes that Vikram sent me, and I was very fascinated because you watch series on Netflix, such good content and such great things, and when you see that something so good is coming out of our own country, and something so challenging, something so intricately woven, and so it's such detailed, such beautiful characters, great ensemble, and also I think the main character for me of Sacred Games was actually Mumbai.
Yeah.
You know,
this is why.
And I think that nobody can portray it better than Vikram and Anurag, because of the history. If you see, I think they have some romance with the city.
Yeah, true.
And they're so passionate. It literally comes across from their work constantly. So I thought that they would be perfect for this. And Netflix, of course, you can't make this into a film. This requires that kind of a platform, and I think Netflix was just the best platform also because they do understand quality and they put in the money. They'll do everything that is required for the product to look what it looks like.
Yeah, the quality control of Netflix is much more than any other
studio. Yeah.
And also, I think making an original series for Netflix and live streaming platform also gives you that creative freedom, doesn't it?
Yeah, no. That's why I'm saying the stick. When you know your show is on Netflix, some kind of projection. In the sense, I take to it the way they format it, the way everything is. I have shot feature films in 2K, but Netflix requirement is not below 6K. So I'm saying that kind of a resolution, everything for this is an amazing kind of a quality control.
They're actually a tech company before they're so they have more people in tech in their back end when they're making their stuff than they actually have in their front office where they're actually sort of like meeting people. Because
so also talking about creative freedom, there's no censorship, so you can explore your content. You are not.
I have always explored my content.
I know, which you have and got into trouble also for it.
Yeah, but my content came out clean. My content came out of it.
Yeah.
Is bar first time I know I don't have to fight. So I'm going on a holiday. If it was coming out in cinema, I know my next 1 month there's no holiday and I have to fight. But I got a holiday now. Like after the release, I'm on holiday.
But does that also for you actors, that canvas also is better for you because you can explore, since there are no stops on creative content. You can't shoot this. You can't. There's no censorship as such.
I thought it would be liberating. But it's way more liberating than I thought. I mean, because see, at the end of the day, it sort of boils down to don't say these words, it's basically those rules, those whatever 50 rules, right? But it's when you're performing, it's not just that, because when you don't have to think of any restriction. It automatically loosens you up in such a good way. I think it just gives you a sense of you can breathe. You can actually clearly think of whatever, and we are all responsible filmmakers or artists. I mean, it's not that you're going to exploit the freedom you've been given. In fact, freedom is such a beautiful thing. When it's given, responsibility comes directly, to who's making it. So that was, for me, it was a great experience. Because I remember I did that film Phobia, for example. True. I couldn't use any words, and I'm getting panic attacks all the time in the film. I'm just constantly saying, oh my god. I'm just saying, can you imagine the amount of stress level that you just go what? I'm like, I can't do anything.
I remember at some point in time I was telling Saif something and we were shooting in episode 6, some part, and I'm explaining to him that we've come from here and here and here and here and here, and I realized that for actors, actually when on a series, you're sitting on so much information that, especially in the later episodes, that it's actually great for, I don't know, I mean from my side I was like, wow, this is so much information that is great for being able to pull out the nuance of a performance. As opposed to just the small bits of 2 ghante mein. You're talking about 6 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah, you have so much space to actually portray all those nuances.
Get into the detailing of storytelling, everything.
Yeah.
You actually can build up in bits and pieces. You're building up things.
Yeah.
नवाज बहुत चुप है, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे? आप बहुत चुप हो
नहीं, मैं
नवाज ऐसे कभी कुछ कहना नहीं चाहते.
और फिर इनके
नहीं,
फैंस हमको ट्रोल
बिल्कुल
करते हैं
सही.
कि नवाज से कुछ नहीं पूछा. आप उनको कैसे बताएं कि ये बात नहीं करते?
नहीं, बिल्कुल सही कहा. जैसे कि लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल 8 घंटे की फिल्म में बाकी बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी होती है कि बहुत सारे कैरेक्टर के आप उसमें हर एस्पेक्ट को नहीं टच कर सकते. बट इसमें हमारे साथ एक फ़ायदा है एज एन एक्टर. मुझे एक फ़ायदा ये मिला कि उसके जितने भी उसके शेड्स थे, कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी थी उसकी, जितने भी उसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होंगे, बिहेवियर्स होंगे, तो उसको सारा डीपली टच किया उसको. तो ये एक हमें एज एन एक्टर एक फ़ायदा मिला, क्योंकि हमने कैरेक्टर की उसमें रह के एक रेंज में रह के कि कहाँ तक इसको जा सकते हैं, कहाँ तक डीप जा सकते हैं हम लोग. इतना आई थिंक फिल्म में मैंने महसूस किया कि इतना फिल्म में हम लोग, क्योंकि फिल्म का एक लिमिटेड वो होता है, टाइम होता है,
जी जी,
है ना, एक कुछ बंदिशें होती हैं. इसमें भी है, लेकिन मतलब इसमें हम ये नहीं कि भाई क्रॉस कर दें, लाइन को क्रॉस कर दें, लेकिन जितना जा सकते हैं उतना कोशिश की गए हम लोग. वो एक एज एन एक्टर मुझे फ़ायदा हुआ.
And also there are two parallel stories. There's Sartaj and there's Gaitonde, and two directors. What was that like?
I was very upset because Radhika chose not to work with me, but otherwise, it was pretty much
See,
fun.
that's why she wanted to play both the roles, because then
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Now I think this is we have to have a
We've been like we're like creative siblings. We have worked together for so long, and then she dumped me
That's not
to work for
true.
Vikram.
We've only done 3 short films together. Do you know?
Every year one. No, it was quite fun in the sense because I was only interpreting Gaitonde and his life and doing things the way I would, and I was like shooting a film, and he was doing his own thing. It was his job to put things together. So I was like, I finished shooting. I just lined up my material and handed it over to him. While him and Aarti and Varun. First Aarti, then him, he would come in, then Varun would come in, they would put things together. It was their process to put it together and make sure it's homogeneous. And it just works. Somehow it worked. It was meant to be an experiment that really worked.
And Saif was just the Sartaj Singh that you wanted since he's not present here, so.
Absolutely. He, I think it was all in his face. I mean, initially, there was a bit of a Sartaj Singh in the book is someone who's tall and lanky, and Saif is clearly none of those things. But I think there was just something very nice about his face, very magical about his face, and the vulnerability that he actually has, which I think worked very well for Sartaj. Yeah, and he was excited. I mean, he was one of those like random messages, like should I even message him? He won't be interested. It's a Netflix show, that kind of stuff. And I just like happened to send it out saying, look, I'm really keen, but I understand that kind of stuff. And he called me back saying, what is wrong with you? If it's exciting, just send it to me. It doesn't matter what format it is in. And then things kind of like fell into place.
And also I've noticed actors are actually now excited to do these original series. Is it because the reach is wider? Also it gives you a space to explore your creativity. What is the reason? Because everyone seems to be now saying yes. Earlier it used to be no, let me do a film, let me see what my role is.
I think it's slowly the insecurity is going away because everybody looks at anything like, if I do this film, my film career get affected. And then slowly that whole thing of, okay, Netflix is also the new cinema. And
it's
when
what
this
we're
starts-
watching also. No? It matters, and it's a different thing I think for actors earlier where you wouldn't do TV because you're not watching the television. So it's like you're doing it as a job for something that you have very little interest in. I think even for a director, that kind of stuff. But Netflix it is the conversation. It is what we're watching. It's the thing that we will speak to each other about. Ki ye dekha, wo dekha, wo dekha. Ek zamane mein we used to talk about films. Now we talk about shows.
Absolutely. And do you think that we'll see more original Indian content now?
Yeah.
Lots more.
There will be. There are lots more coming on Netflix. There are lots more
Netflix
coming
and
everywhere else. Yeah.
Everywhere else.
And also Radhika, these days movies, you have been someone who has been carrying films and doing different exploring genres, but now we are seeing that the audience is readily accepting movies that are being frontlined by women, whether it's Veere, whether it's Razi. What do you have to say? And now you're doing Noor Inayat also.
Yeah. Well, I think things are changing. The people, I think, are a bit bored of the same old pattern. Thank God for that. And there's representation for women. There's more representation, but it's not just from the actors' perspective. You know, there are more women in every department. There are more women producers, writers, editors, directors, cinematographers, whatever, like you name it. That is also what makes the change happen. It's not just this. And then a lot of times film industries are looked upon and they say that, but why don't you have female-centric films? Well, the audience needs to go and watch them as well. No, they need to make them successful in order for the producers to then believe that, oh, we can put in money. So it's both. You cannot have one before the other. It has to have...
And it's happening.
That is happening slowly. So that's great, I think.
And since they were calling you intimidating, you're playing Noor Inayat. Not that she was intimidating, but she was quite a character. I've read that book.
Yeah, she's incredible. I mean, the more I read about
and also Mumbai, the underbelly, since your romance with Mumbai goes back long. Mumbai as a character, both of you, what is that thing about the city that has fascinated you? And for you, for that matter, because, you know, you're not a Mumbai.
City full of stories. There's so much. It keeps changing. It's full of stories, so unpredictable. It's so energetic, it's so fast. It's just...
But every time, how do you give Mumbai a different feel? Because the character, the city, how do you give it a different...
Mumbai is like the Black Widow. No? There's a noir, there's Black Widow, that famous. There's also a spider called Black Widow, and there's this famous, they call it the Black Widow from noir. There's just layers and layers and layers and mystery, and you can never really figure her out. Mumbai is like that.
I think it's the melting pot, and I think there is a Bombay and there's a Mumbai, and I think that because of that history and because of the history of the city and because of it became a place for people to come and so the melting pot, the different cultures, the fact that it's built upon a massive industry that doesn't exist anymore. So there's this sort of like sad history to the city as well. There's so many different points of view in the city. Some people like what's happening, some people hate what's happening. I think there's so much that happens in that city that I grew up there and I'm still fascinated by it. There's bits of it that I still haven't seen. I'm still discovering, and through the process, and the lovely thing is that through the process of actually making Sacred Games and Bhavesh before that I could actually sort of like go and discover parts of the city that I didn't even know.
And look what he's doing. Again, he's making a biopic on you. Lust Stories, another Lust Stories Part 2.
No, it's not.
Love Story Part 2.
I was just taking a picture.
I mean, honestly, the social media that you keep fighting with, I mean, look at this, what you are doing.
Nothing, I'm just capturing the truth of Radhika.
What is the truth of Radhika? I mean, now tell us. This is very scary.
I don't know. I am trying to figure her out.
He's trying to figure you out. Now he's going to make another film on you. Please, we need to chat about it. Maybe you should go on social media. Anurag ne aaj kya kiya since social media loves him. So anyways, we are now going to do a little short rapid fire. आप 8 से 10 का टाइम कैसे बिताते हैं? सुबह आप क्या करते हैं? आप चारों बताइए.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. When I'm not working, I sleep. When I'm working, I get up, have coffee, have breakfast, go to work.
मेरे को तो 1 घंटा उठने में लगता है. इस टाइम मेरे न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट जो है उन्होंने नया वो दिया है, वो पानी में नींबू डाल के और वो दालचीनी पाउडर डाल के और फिर इसके बाद मेरे को 10 मिनट के बाद 1 पूरा लीटर पानी पीना पड़ता है. पता नहीं क्या क्या नया रिचुअल है, बहुत सारा ये सब करना पड़ता है मुझे.
तो आप क्या करते हैं नवाज?
मेरा डिपेंड करता है मैं रात में मैंने क्या किया है कि मतलब कितनी देर तक ज्यादा
रात में मैंने क्या किया है
नहीं कितनी देर तक
जब रात को मर्डर करके आते हैं तो सुबह चाकू से निशान लगा रहे होते हैं.
अच्छा, तो आप बताइए, अगर आप एक्टर नहीं होते तो क्या होते? अगर आप डायरेक्टर नहीं होते तो आप क्या होते?
कभी कभी आपको लगता है कि आप ही
मैं तो कुछ चाहता ही नहीं कि मैं कोई एक चीज रहूं, तो मैं सर्वरूपी.
मैं तो अगर एक्टर ना होता तो फिर कहीं मॉन्क वॉन्क टाइप का होता. हाँ मैं निकल जाता है.
Radhika, you?
I think I'll be a part of the film industry. But if I'm not a part of the film industry, then I'll pursue mathematics, which I've been wanting to.
Oh my God, she's a
Or
genius.
no, I would like to.
Beautiful mind.
I want to go to that wildlife,
mathematics,
like photography or something.
a
Like
neurosurgeon.
you can go and like take pictures of like
एक्सेंट नहीं सुना आपने इसका?
animals. That's because I'm training for another film, so they're just horrible.
I would have been like today I feel I'm so good I'm part of the film industry. I meet my friends who pursued microbiology and that's like heading these various research institutes and scientists, and I look at them and I'm glad I'm a filmmaker.
No, but if I do math, I can do math for your film.
The
also.
marketing आपकी बन जाएगी, but listen.
My films has zero maths.
No, I can like put like some like fun
सिंपल
math.
मैथ इनका तो सिंपल है
Math
इनके फिल्म
Math stories in it.
सिंपल मैथ है
Maths only.
And विक्रम आप क्या
Math
करते
बड़ा
हैं अगर आप डायरेक्टर नहीं होते?
I think photographer.
Ah.
और
ये फोटोग्राफी थे, इन्होंने सिखाया मुझे सब कुछ, मुझे पता नहीं है.
But yeah, oh my
उन्होंने मुझे
god,
सिखाया.
he's so good with like how he wants to shoot.
I think an
something.
engine driver. I love the railways. I love trains.
चलो लास्टली एक सवाल, सेक्रेट गेम्स बोलेंगे, ये सेक्रेट गेम्स नहीं, वैसे लाइफ में आपके लिए क्या चीज है जो आप बोलोगे सीक्रेट गेम्स?
जो चीज सीक्रेट होती है इसका हम बोलते नहीं है.
आप भी.
हाँ बहुत सारे सिगरेट हैं जो मैं भी नहीं बोलूँगा
Secret.
जो नवाज़ बोले.
क्या यार? Just जिंदगी. I don't know.
चलिए anyways, thank you so much for talking to us. And राधिका, अभी ये जो अनुराग आपके ऊपर बायोपिक बना रहे हैं वो
लव स्टोरीज ट्रेलर था,
हाँ.
पूरी फिल्म आएगी.
Okay, just last story is basically about Anurag, and I think it's a beautiful story about your life. Don't deny it.
अगर आप सोच रहे हैं क्या है तो फिर नेटफ्लिक्स की लव स्टोरीज देखिए. जो मैं हूँ राधिका. Thank you so much. All the very best.
Thank you.